What is up, everybody? How are you this evening? I hope everybody's well. This beautiful Thursday evening. Some of you guys are here. Mark, hello. Hudson, hello. We're watching replays of Philly while waiting for the live stream to start. Well, hello, we're here. Yeah. This week I brought a 180R. You guys might be able to tell by the title of this a little bit that I bought a cool paintball gun, Joey. Sorry. We're going to wait for people to get here, and then we're going to do something. Whoa. I was having like audio problems though, so we might run into some technical difficulties. I don't know. Let me know at some point if the audio goes crazy. I think you guys will, so we're good. Yeah, I'm going to take my headphones off. Lacey, I'm 10 and I want to get my first paintball kit, and I have $200. You know what I noticed? None of this like stuff is turned on. Well, that's better. $200. Well, it's going to be hard to find a whole paintball kit for $200. You could buy a paintball gun, you could buy a paintball tank, or a paintball hopper, or a mask, but it's going to be hard for $200. I'd say you got to save maybe $200 more, and then you can get a pretty cool paintball setup. If you got $400, you get everything you need. Darth Evader says amused mini GS. Well, that could work. So where is everybody? I always like to do this when we start. I want to know where like people are from. I like it makes me feel good when people are from all over the place. So put in this chat if you're literally watching this right now. Where are you? I'm here in Sacramento, California. One of the hottest places on earth. And it happens to be in the 70s today. Mark, you're in Dallas. Why in God's name are you in Dallas? San Diego, Fishers, Indiana. I've never heard of that. Alberta, Pennsylvania. Thomas is in Oz. The land of Oz? Or maybe Australia. Cape Cod, Virginia. Monroe Valley, Pennsylvania. Dallas. Mark and Darth are in Dallas together. Lexington, North Carolina. I was going to say Lexington, Kentucky. Australia. 20 minutes northeast of Indianapolis. Do you like Indiana? How's Indiana? I've never been to Indiana. I don't know. There's a lot of states actually in that region that I've never gone to. I don't know. Yeah, this week I bought this thing. I don't know. We could just talk about it somewhat. I've not actually played with it. I was going to go play on Sunday, but I broke my tooth. My tooth is broken. I broke my tooth eating almonds. And I haven't gone to the dentist yet. I'm supposed to go Tuesday, so we'll see. Yeah, I bought myself, I didn't notice I kind of match actually. Look at that, kind of match. The 180R. It looks really good. I mean, just looking at it right there, I really like the way they look. I mean, there's really no question about it that it looks considerably better. Brianna's in New York. Dylan, you're in San Francisco. Those are two wonderful cities. I'd probably rather be in New York right now. I mean, like, you know, San Francisco's down the road, kind of. 180R, what are you guys talking about? I just bought a Field 1 Force, getting back into the sport after 10 years. Well, have fun. You know, I really like the Force. I don't know, I just really like the Force. I really like the Field 1 guns. I always look at, like, those guns and I'm like, man, I kind of want something weird. I've used these Planet Eclipse guns for so long, and they're fantastic. It's just I've kind of gotten bored with them, right? They kind of just seem like the same thing sort of over and over. You know, we had the 160R, the 170R, we have the 180R, and they're kind of all the same thing. So I'm kind of bored with them a little bit. It's cheaper than the CS3 and functions about the same. The 170R, yeah, you're probably right. I mean, it's not all that much different. Let's turn this light on. They're not all that much different, you know? You have a comparable bolt system. This right here comes with the OPR core, a version of the Gamma core. Whereas the CS3 comes with the OP core, another version of the Gamma core. Although the OP core in the CS3 is going to be a little bit lower pressure than these things, so they shoot a little different, but apparently very, very similar. Oh, that's a shadow. 180R. I've never taken the bolt out, so it's like there she is. I don't know if we're gonna like fully take this apart. I've kind of done this already before in a live stream. I did like a little unboxing of this thing. I really like it. I actually really like the new eye covers. The new eye covers look good. But there's no question, me holding the CS3 and holding this, there's no doubt that the CS3 ergonomics, I prefer a little bit more. I think that trigger frame on the CS3 just feels a little bit nicer. Rick from Western Washington. You're at work. Well, hopefully you're off in like an hour here. Just, watch the rest of this and then go home. The 180R. I don't know who's got questions about this thing. Maybe I can like answer questions in real time about it. We could like take it apart or something like that. I don't know. Benjamin, hard to improve the Planet Eclipse line. Next step, milling and the case to improve. So you want better milling? It's hard though, right? We've always kind of talked about that, right? I mean, so many of these guns look the same now because they're so streamlined down. I mean, back in the day, 15, even 10-ish years ago, we certainly saw guns that had like more fancy milling and stuff like that. And mainly it's because these guns have gotten so small. They're trying to make them lighter and smaller. So there's just not a lot of extra material to mill on these things. But this does look, I think, better than like the previous guns at least. Maybe it's just because it's new and it's different or something like that, so I like think it's cooler. But I like them. And then I don't know about the case. The cases are fine. Someone wanted me to someone was saying that they should come with a case that holds all your equipment. They're like, why? Planet Eclipse should it should come with a case that holds your tank and hopper. I don't think that's a good idea. I don't want a case that's like this big. That's insane. And Mark's got the right idea. Everyone should hit the like button in this. And all the other videos you watch of mine, it's greatly appreciated, and it actually, might help a little bit. I'm not really sure. I think if you watch the videos, it's going to be better, though. Darth, I'm not crazy about the 180 or the CS3. Rocking my G04 and waiting to see what comes out for World Cup. Yeah, sure. I mean, I think I had the G04, and I definitely like my, I definitely like the CS3, and I think the CS2 more than the G04. My G04 just didn't shoot that well, so that could have something to do with it. But they're all good, I mean, like someone earlier said, it's like hard to improve them. Yeah, they're all really good, and I think we've reached the point where, at least these last handful of years, most of the guns have remained the same. There's not like a huge difference. Who knows though, at World Cup or even sooner, it's possible we see a new Shocker or a new Lux. They've reduced the prices quite a bit on those things. I think they took $250 off the amp, down to $750 now, if I'm not mistaken. And then I believe the Luxes, they took $200 off recently. So they've lowered the prices on the amp and the Shocker. That's the same gun. They've lowered the prices on the Shocker amp and the Lux TM40. So hopefully, I don't know, I kind of hope we see a new gun. The Luxes have kind of been growing on me. I really like all the aluminum-ness of the Lux versus I don't know, the plastic rubbery foregrip. I kind of like, the rubber foregrips these things are all coming with. And that all aluminumness is kind of growing on me a little bit. Old Soul. My G04 shoots lasers. I don't know why, but everyone that I let try it out says it doesn't make sense how good it is. I've had guns like that too. I had an Angel G7 Fly that really made no sense. I mean, the gun was so good and it was probably 20% more air efficient than the other Angels, those G7s. It just shot so well. We don't really know why, though. It didn't like, you know, I didn't have any like special parts on it or anything crazy. It just, I don't know, for some reason shot so well that it's kind of weird. I don't know why they would do that, though. I mean, obviously all these guns are made and manufactured exactly the same. So maybe it's possible I don't know. The stuff just made perfect. You got a gun that was like, everything was perfect. You know, nothing was even minutely out of tolerance. You know, sometimes these guns, you know, you could get stuff out of tolerance. I mean, stuff's not made flawlessly. You know, there are variances in the metals. So it's possible that some of these guns are just made crazy well. Juan! My goddamn super chat stuff's not working. Juan, there's you go. Although the sound's not working. Juan, you're awesome. I appreciate those super chats, guys. You're freaking amazing. I think that at some point here, I might open up memberships if people want to try that. I really dislike how this doesn't work, and then it starts working. Hold on, Juan. I'm sorry. I'll get you freaking... I got you. I'm opening something up real fast. DSR Plus or 180R, looking to possibly let go of my DSR Plus for a 180R. I don't know, Mark. I'm not sure. I don't know. Okay. 180R. Man, my computer's really chugging away. Oh, there. Well, it's really chugging away here. I am all over the place. Hold on. We're getting there. Okay. 180R versus the DSR Plus. You know, I don't know. I think that... I don't know. I mean, I really like the DSR. I think that the DSR shoots very, very well. If you want, I think, the quietest gun out right now, and probably like the smoothest and least kicking gun, the DSR Plus is that. I mean, the DSR Plus is extremely, extremely quiet. Recently, we talked about... I'm going to open a window over here. Recently, we talked about a kind of a scores chart that I've made. I've been doing it for a very, very long time. Almost as long as this channel. I don't really talk about it as much as I'd like to. Never actually really talked about it in a video. Anyway, on this chart, you can find that DSR right there. The 180R is not on there yet because, you know, I haven't really reviewed it yet. I like to wait until these come out. And the only gun that I think is the quietest gun or whatever, I do think is the DSR Plus. I mean, it's the only thing that I put at an 8, mainly because so many of these guns are so similar in sound signature. There might be one that's slightly different, but it really is kind of hard to tell. And I can certainly tell the DSR is quieter. As well as kick, you can see the kick I gave a 9. Nothing else in there has a 9. So I do think that like the DSR Plus is probably the quietest and the least kicky gun right now. But if we can also look in there, I think I would probably, let's see, reliability of an 8. I mean, honestly, you could put this thing at like an 8's fair, maybe 8, 7.5 or something like that. I think that's the only real advantage that the, we'll say, Planet Eclipse guns have, is the reliability. I do think that the Planet Eclipse guns still, even though the DSR is reliable, I wouldn't say it's unreliable. I think that the 180R is still going to be, in the long run, probably a bit more reliable than the other, or than that DSR Plus. Although there's a lot of guys who really like the DSR and have zero problems with it. So I'm not saying it's unreliable. It's just, you know, technically, I think that those Planet Eclipse guns might be a little bit more reliable. I hope that answers that. It's truly kind of preference. I think that they're both very good. I don't know if I would sell the DSR Plus to get a 180R, what I would probably do is wait a while. Wait like 2 months or something, because you can, when they maybe start trickling into the paintball field, you could at least hold the thing and shoot it and then decide, you know, if you like the way the 180R shoots over that DSR Plus. That's probably what I'd do. See if you can shoot them all. Yep. What's your favorite marker case or bag? Wow, there's so many of them. They're all kind of similar. I mean, well, we have the Exalt ones. You have HK Army ones. Push makes some. Field 1 kind of have a little bag. It's probably going to be either the HK or Exalt ones. I really like how both of those open from 2 sides. So you can technically put like 2 guns right beside each other. They have like little spots where you can put tools and Ziploc areas. And they're both really cheap. I mean, you really can't go wrong with either of those things. Like this, I sometimes use this, the Exalt case. It's got some barrel spots in there, but I really like how it's kind of like got all these different compartments. You got like that side, you got that side, and then you can like put a gun over there. I like those. But the HK ones are pretty much the exact same thing, so it's not that big of a difference. Plus, yeah, someone said, Michael was like, plus buy it at resale value. I don't know what that means, but there's also something to think about with all these paintball guns is, you know, resale, being able to resell the things. There's no question that Planet Eclipse guns in general are just going to be way easier to sell. You know, I mean, they're more desirable. I think they maintain their value long enough or longer, so you're able to get more when you resell it, and you're just able to sell it easier versus the die guns. Might be a little bit more difficult to sell. That DSR Plus is popular, so maybe not that difficult, but much easier to sell that DSR Plus than like the M3S or something crazy. Overall thoughts on the 1.6? I just picked one up. I like them a lot. Always like the LV ones. They shoot a little weird to me though. I've always said that. I prefer a gun that kind of kicks a little bit more. I know those LV ones shoot so smooth that I don't really like it. I like a little bit more feedback. But, you know, like I said before, reliability is the most important thing to me. And those guns are extraordinarily reliable. So I would at least trust it. At least it's a trustworthy paintball gun. Yep. Porter, I used to play at Impact before I moved to Texas. Can be hit or miss on players, but Thomas... Oh yeah. But Thomas runs a good field. Say what's up to the Mud Dogs if you go out to Impact Paintball. Yeah, Thomas Taylor owns Impact. In... Where the hell is Impact? Washington? Or Oregon, I'm sorry. Previously, Thomas owned Combat Zone in Northern California. He kind of turned that field completely around, so... Completely around. Yeah. Coffee. Yep, one of these days I'm going to turn on memberships. I was talking about that earlier. I don't know necessarily what the deal is with memberships, but we're at least going to have those custom emojis I just put in the chat room. But I got to figure out how to make them bigger on the actual screen. I believe that memberships will probably be $4. I'll have 3 tiers, $4, $10, and a $15 tier. That first tier will be, yep, you get like custom emojis in chat. I will answer comments you leave quicker, whether it's in chat, on live stream, or on videos. That second tier, you're going to get the same thing, but early access to videos, so like 3 to 4 days before they get uploaded. And then that third tier will come with discount codes to the Paintball Ruined My Life store. We're going to try it out. Hopefully we can get people to people to become members somehow. We have to add value somehow. We'll figure that out. Chris, have you been able to get your hands on the JT Triad? And if so, your honest thoughts? Nope, I've never touched one, never taken one apart. They keep having problems, though. I mean, they've been trying to make that thing for like 2 years. I mean, we've been seeing pictures of it for at least a year and a half, and they keep running into little problems. I think they had a manufacturing problem before. They had like a problem with a part not fitting something, and I don't know. People seem to like it, though. I mean, I know a couple of people who've used it. I talked to people about it. It seems to work well. I don't like it, though. It looks insane to me. It looks like such a big, big hopper. It just looks huge. It's so like long and crazy looking that it just looks weird. So I don't know. Darth, doesn't Dynasty use a Triad? I have no idea. Juan says yes, so we're going to go with it. The Triad. Yeah, it's a little weird. It's just so big. DD, I just bought a new control loader. Love how it feels with the entire setup. Better than the Spire. Only problem I have is the board issue where the loader does not continuously spin under idle. Well, that's just kind of how those work, too. It's been so long since I've actually thought about that. Where is my control? I don't even know. I've got a control around here somewhere. I don't know where the heck it's at. My problem with the control is it just feels kind of wobbly. It's too dark in here. I can't like see in these. I can't see in these areas. I don't know. Who knows? Is it true the HK Army paint is made in Mexico now? I believe so. Yes. I believe so. That's not bad. I mean, I don't know really actually where the HK paint was made before. HK switches manufacturers before. HK didn't own the machines. HK didn't own the machines, so I know that they've tried different manufacturers and then just like put their name on the ball for a custom one. Mark right there says HK paint has been made in Mexico for years. Yeah, I mean, that's where a lot of the APX paint was made. That's where whatever paint's made. South Korea's a popular place to make it. Taiwan's a popular place. Just straight up China's a popular place. I don't really know why. They're not making it more in the US. I would guess just because of cost. Obviously because of cost. But I think it's more of labor costs than anything. I don't think it's like anything other than labor costs of them making paint over there. I know that shipping has gotten crazy. At one point, I was looking at buying half a container of paint. Half a container. It was like 14 skids or something like that. It was like 40 grand. I don't know. I can't remember the price. But this was 7 years ago-ish. And at the time, you could get a half a container air-conditioned. I think it was $2,500 to ship half a container air-conditioned from China. And it rocketed up to like $10,000, $12,000 there for a while during our like COVID whatever happened. And it's still expensive. So certainly one of the reasons for making it in Mexico or coming back to the US really is just shipping. I mean, it's so much cheaper for shipping. Joseph, it would be labor and space for production that would cost the most competitively or comparatively to outside the US. Yeah, I was thinking about like energy costs and stuff like that, but I don't know. It's not that energy intensive. I mean, it is, but I don't think energy's considerably cheaper. I mean, getting space in California is just so expensive. I mean, like, I totally get why they don't want to make them here. It'd be way too expensive. Yeah, I'm with Mark. Mark's like, 38 likes with 105 people. Let's help Brad out and hit that like button, fools. Do that. You just gotta, like, you know, unminimize it and hit the like button. You can, like, come right back or whatever the hell you're watching this on. I don't ever watch stuff on my phone. I know a lot of people are like watch YouTube videos and stuff on their phones. I never, ever use my phone. Well, I do. It's right here. I mean, I never use it. Not to watch videos. And I definitely like this background better. I was filming some stuff earlier for something else. Well, I was taking pictures of something else earlier and needed just a clean background. And I really like that background. It's just like a cotton sheet tarp. I don't know what you call that thing. It's not a sheet. I don't know. Nate, I've already subscribed and always like it. Doing it now. I imagine you said, Brad. Gosh. Who's Brad? Oh, I'm Brad. Bradley is really my name. Okay, what else am I got on here? There were some tournaments this weekend. There's a couple of videos from some tournaments we could watch. Really just woods ball tournaments. Someone talked about Super Game earlier. Here's actually, I put a, there is a link in the description to this video. Sometimes I always talk about like how I think like some of these big games are really fun and how like I wish we could play more in them. And I'm just kind of jealous of all the like good, I'll turn that down a little bit. I'm kind of just jealous of all the like super thick woods ball people. We're gonna turn the music completely off. I didn't think there was music in this section. I actually like watched this and made sure there wasn't like cool music in this. But look at how like intense the woods are. I love this so much. They got like a tank rolling through the woods. This was at Super Game. Maybe like, when was Super Game? Maybe like 3 weeks ago, a month ago, somewhere in there. Just tramping through the woods. I love it. I mean, actual goddamn woods. I mean, some of you guys are like, yeah, woods. I mean, dude, here, there are no woods. I mean, I guess that's all. We'll go back and watch some more of this. Ooh, it's getting him close. Yeah, we just don't have woods. So I'm always jealous of like all these big trees and stuff everybody gets to play with. I really want to go play MagFed too. Look at that. That guy just like annihilated this guy though. Ooh, he's got the whatever that thing's called, the rocket launcher. Yeah, these games are super fun. I mean, we always like you know, talk about like tournaments and stuff, and I think that the paintball industry in general is kind of focused on tournaments, maybe a little too much. But I find this stuff extremely fun. I mean, I kind of wish we would, like I said, have more of these things. Or I wish I could go to more of them. We probably have, I don't know, maybe there's like 7 or 8 really big games in the US every year. We have Super Game, we have Decayed Nations. Someone said down at SC. Decay Nations at, I think, SC Village continuously. There's Ion. There's a lot of these, like, huge games. Look at all those goddamn people. That's a lot of goddamn people. And that's just one side. I mean, this guy's like, hey, what are you doing? I'm gonna go over there. These guys are all going here. We should flank them on the left. Just kicking it in the container. Tons of like Milsim Woods Ball guys though. This guy's ready. He's like, they're gonna come and attack this window right here. He's like, come on, buddy. Ooh, that's a cool shot. That's the camera I use. The GoPro Session. Although I'm an idiot and I shove it right in between my mask. Shove it in my mask. Well, that was kind of cool. A dive with that on the side of the gun was kind of neat. Let's watch that again, actually. I liked that. Running, 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 running. Whoosh. That just looked cool. Milsim, not Milsim, big freaking big games. That's how you do it, Brad. I thought you said that's how tall are you or something. I read how tall are you really quick. Rec is boring. I have to play with a slingshot to make it challenging. Well, I don't. I'm not that good. I don't think you're that good either. Or you're just playing against, you know, walk-ons. You know, we have a guy that plays at the paintball field who talks about how good he is all the time. It's so annoying. Mark knows who he is. I might just say that comment and Mark knows who he is. I'm not saying you're bad. It's just, you know, I don't know. You don't have to play the slingshot. You know, tons of like pro players are playing with like rec people, and they don't gotta use a slingshot. Although I do want to use a slingshot. I would like to try it out. So I'm not like hating on the slingshot, you know. Yep. Super Game has 4 events now. Do they really? Wow, that's pretty cool. Brad, what's the highest division you've played in? Best tournament moment? I've technically played semi-pro, but in the US, I played Division 2. Mark, I want to know if you know, I was like, Mark, if I'm like, there's a guy at the paintball field who always talks about how good he is, and it's super annoying. Who is that? I feel bad, Darth. I wasn't like trying to talk shit to you or make you, I don't know. There's so many people that are like, it just reminded me of somebody else, really. Bobby for sure, but that's not who I was thinking about. Bobby for sure, actually, too. Yes, he's always like, everyone sucks out here. I'm so much better than everyone. No, not you, Mark. We'll just say Lance. Lance is always telling about everyone how good he is. I don't know. I don't know what that means. Darth, I tried to read that. I'm not sure. Anyway. Yes, I've played semi-pro in Asia. I played, I think, in 2009 in Asia. I played in Thailand. I played the PALS series? Yes. But in the US, yeah, I played Division 2 for a few years. And man, I don't know what my favorite tournament memory is. Not the tournament. I've probably told this a handful of times. Let's see if I can find pictures. I know I have pictures of it. Let's go. I'm probably not logged into my... Oh, I am. This was, I think, in 2007. Wow, look at that. They're all just pulled up right away. This was 2007. I know it says February 2012 on there. But, yep. So this was at MAO in North Carolina. These pictures are so old, too. I mean, I said 2007. And it was just a bunch of fun. We probably spent like $6,000 on fireworks. And just went hog wild in a parking lot. You can kind of see how it's all blurry in the background, like right here. How it looks like it's foggy. That's not fog. The whole entire parking lot was just consumed by smoke. There's a little bit of fireworks right there. There's a guy standing. I don't know who that was. There were 2 teams there. There was us. We were the rodents. If anyone might remember the rodents from back in the day. And then we were with some team, I think, called the East Coast Killers or whatever. And there's some ladies there, which is weird. I don't know what's going on there. This guy was insane. He's just hammered standing out there. All those firecrackers. There's Nate and I think Pat. Great times. That's my favorite paintball memory. Not even the paintball tournament, just the chaos that ensued in the parking lot one night. It was insane. You know, all of us are from California. I think the other team, those East Coast guys, were from New York. So none of us really know, like, fireworks, right? We don't get to do all that stuff. So it was really just kind of crazy to just light an insane amount of fireworks off for an hour. I mean, we had so many fireworks, it got boring. We were like, all right. About an hour and a half later, people were coming out and like stopping their cars and watching us on the sides of the road. It was crazy. Mark, Cliff, coworker, said he ran with the rodents. There were so many people, and the rodents was a very long, like Cliff, who worked, like Cliff at the, like, or your, I don't know. Maybe I know Cliff. There were so many people on the rodents. I mean, the rodents paintball team lasted for, that's what this jersey is. I just remembered. Can I actually get it down though? I have like some shit. I disappeared. The rodents had so many teams, or so many like players over the years, because I think the team ran for like 8 years or something like that. And we all know, especially with these NXL traveling teams, it's really expensive. So it seems like myself, right? I played for like 2 years with the team, and then it's just expensive and have other things happening, so kind of like faded away. This is a very like cool jersey. That's the rodent jersey with a rodent on the front of them. Whoosh. These jerseys were actually like very like, it smells like soap. Yep. Rodents is yeah, the Rodontos. So much crazy stuff happened before and after tournaments back in the day. Yeah, I always say that. I've constantly said that. I think that the most fun I have at these tournaments is when we would do bad, right? Like we got lost the tournament. Like we were out of the tournament, we got kicked, we're not kicked out, but we just didn't do well. We probably went like 1-3 or whatever in the prelims and just didn't make it to that next round. And we had so much more fun when that happened, right? I mean, we'd go there and you'd play, you know, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right? But we'd leave on Monday morning. So if we'd get knocked out of the tournament on Saturday, you got all kinds of stuff to do. We'd just go mess around and like have fun. Let's see if I can find, it just reminded me of another picture. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find this though. Ew. This is gonna take forever, I don't know. I don't know. Okay, that's not gonna work without pictures. What else happened? Yeah, we'll let that go. We were broke and still had so much fun. We were a wild bunch, though. I'm with you. I mean, we all were. It's like, yeah, you get like 15 people together that are all like from the ages of like 16 to like 24, and like it's just chaos. Like there's all kinds of craziness happen. You have the guys who just get hammered and super drunk, and well, they just have fun. Eric! Eric's the man with a $10 super chat for the Sacramento Street Fighters. Let's go, guys. Hopefully you're playing this weekend, Eric. I'm going to play on Sunday or Saturday. I don't know, maybe both days. I got to use this thing. I want to use that. Hit the like button, Eric says. I'm with you. See you this weekend? I hope so. Probably Saturday or Sunday. Saturday and Sunday. Definitely Sunday. Let's hit up Mark's shop for some papaya. What is that little guy looking out? Yeah, sure. Maybe we should. Let's like plan a date this week. Let's plan a date this coming week and actually go there for dinner. I like that idea. Yeah, Mark, I don't know why. Super chats. I'm not sure what's happening. Super chats are awesome, guys. I don't make shit doing this. so, yeah. You probably all make more money than I do. I'm poor. What the heck was I talking about? Yeah, I want to try to play paintball this weekend with the 180R. Parker, what was your favorite marker to use pre-2010? I've used a lot of Angels, which is kind of weird. There's another one, Eric. that was probably really loud. That's the wrong heart. That's the wrong side. We really should. Let's go to dinner one night. We'll figure it out. We'll talk about it this weekend. No, papaya, like papaya salad. Som Tom at the Pattaya Cafe. To Thai food. Nate Hanneman. Nate, I bought this. Hopefully play paintball someday. My tooth is alright, it doesn't hurt anymore. Did not get it fixed yet. I think Tuesday or Monday, shit, now I've forgotten completely. Nate, I love you guys, but all the mods giving super chats is crazy to me. Nate, you're the man. Hopefully you'll show up in that bottom. There you go, already. Freaking awesome. If anyone else wants to be freaking awesome... Oh yeah, I forgot we were going to talk about this. We'll hide that. If anyone else wants to be awesome and actually get something for their money, you can head over to the Paintball Ruined My Life store and get yourself a headband or maybe some other merch items. You can find barrel covers in there. There's some shirts. You can get stickers for a couple bucks. Those headbands are only $30 and ship for free. There's some 3-packs in there. If we go over to the actual website, there are all the designs. Look at all those goddamn things. All of them. That one's probably the most popular right now, I would say. The Explorer. Oh yeah, Explorer. There's me wearing the goddamn thing. Dawson, you guys are awesome. Hold on. I'll get to you. Let's finish this real quick. All kinds of merch items. Merch store. We're going back to the headbands. So this is probably, I mean, if you want to buy stuff, this is probably the best deal. I mean, it's $75, you know, so it's not free. It's still about a quarter of the price of a Hormesis headband, though. But you can pick any 3 headbands you want. I do have to update this because it doesn't actually have all the headbands on there. But those are definitely all the headbands. Yep, $75. They're pretty good. You can read some reviews right here. Very good quality denim headbands. Most comfortable headband I own. The colors are so vibrant and the pattern takes me back to the 90s, I think. That's right. I did a bunch of these like 90-ish looking ones. You can see those all right there are all like 90-ish. These are both 90s-ish. Even that's 90s-ish. paintballruinmylife.com/shop or paintball. Oh, I was going to say it was popping up right there, but I refreshed this window. So merch. It's one of the very few ways I actually make money doing this. Dawson Harvey with a $2 super chat from earlier. I appreciate it so much. We're gonna go with Swords. That's right? A 1999. You're gonna match Nate. I wonder what that puts in this bottom thing. Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna change. I think you have to like top the person for it to change on the bottom area of that chat right there. Dawson, though, you asked a question. What's a good upgrade for a Mini GS? I think nothing. I think that in the last like 10-ish to 15 years, most of the paintball guns that are made are kind of complete, right? Like if we look at this thing, the 180R, if it focuses, you know, it'd be great if it would focus. The 180R, it's kind of complete, right? I mean, it kind of comes with everything you'd need at this price. I mean, once we start like spending a ton of money on it, it gets kind of weird, right? And there's not really upgrades, right? I mean, back in the day, people were upgrading the on-off. You could get different electronics, maybe a different feed neck. There were different internal parts you could get. But nowadays, I mean, for the most part, these guns are completed, right? I mean, it comes with, like that Mini GS, comes with an on-off. It comes with a good feed neck. It comes with an absolutely awful barrel, though. So if you were going to upgrade anything, it's probably going to be the barrel. But other than that, there really aren't a lot of internal parts that like you can buy. Or if you can buy them, they don't really make all that much difference. There's some companies out there that are making aftermarket bolts, that little small bluish piece in the front with the spring on it, but they don't really make that much of a difference. I mean, some of them you might be able to lower the velocity a little bit. Someone said Mikey sounds terrible. Schwartz, I hope I did that right. Schwartz? I really want to. We're going too fast. I totally lost train of thought. Yeah, there are some aftermarket parts that can do something, but it's so minimal that I really wouldn't even do it, right? I mean, I think that, yeah, like there's like, say the Tech T, not Tech T, we're going to say like the Boss bolts that they made for those guns. You know, technically you get a lower pressure with those, and you technically might increase the like performance, but I think most of these guns, when we're adding aftermarket parts, you're kind of taking away the intention of the manufacturer. So they want to make these guns, you know, as quiet as possible, but also as reliable as possible. And when you're adding aftermarket parts, I think a lot of the times you're taking away that reliability. You're sacrificing the reliability for like a 0.25% performance increase, you know. And the reliability is everything. It needs to work. If it's not shooting, who cares? Don't buy anything. Eastman, where do you see the ICPL going? And others like 7-Man. Dawson, I mean a better marker. Love the content. I got you. We'll talk about that too. We're going to do this one first. Eastman. Where do you see the ICPL going? I don't know. I actually have some ICPL videos up here. The International Classic Paintball League recently took place in Maryland at OXCC, right? And these videos are all Simon Stevens from Inception Designs. Playing Ground Control, playing Cap Factory. Cap Factory has a bunch of like old school pro guys on it. You got Henry Stintz right there. He plays pro. So this is the ICPL. This is the International Classic Paintball League. They're playing 10-man. We're actually going to lower the resolution on this so we can play back a little better. I don't know. I think that it's probably just going to be what it is. I still think that like we'll see like, you know, the NXL is still probably going to be like the major league, I think, mainly because it's a little more presentable. You can see it a little better, so people kind of know what's happening a little bit more. I don't know. I think it's just going to stay. I definitely think that it's getting more popular. Definitely 10-man's getting more popular, which I like. I think that this slower pace, for me, is actually a little bit more fun. I find it more intense because it does take so long, right? You're waiting and waiting and trying to play these games that are 8 to 10 minutes long sometimes. And it's just really exciting that they take so long. This field looks really cool. It really reminds me of, man, got a drink. it really reminds me of like just what, you know, a lot of the old like NPPL fields look like 25 years ago or whatever. So I'm all about it. I think it's fantastic, but I don't know if it's necessarily going to like grow that much or yeah, or like maybe necessarily like build paintball in the same way that like the NXL can do, or some of these other speedball things. You said 7-man, and I kind of feel like 7-man is about the same. I mean, I really enjoyed back in the day when we had 2 pro divisions or 2 pro leagues, we'll say. You had the MPPL and the PSP. The PSP was the NXL now. It's like that 5-man format. And then we had, you know, the MPPL with 7-man. I really liked it. It kind of showed there were teams that were better at the X-Ball format, and there were teams that were better at that 7-man format. Let's like plop through this really fast. He's like on the field, which is crazy. He's like in a bunker. I really liked it because there were teams that were better at X-Ball. There were teams that were better at 7-man. 7-man was a little bit cheaper to play because you didn't shoot as much paint. It also required less players. I mean, you could just have 8 guys versus, you know, back in the day you had 12 to 15 players on a roster. And I like it. I think that we look at other sports and you're like, oh, but there's only one basketball. There's only one NBA. That's the basketball. You know, like there's one real pro football league. There's other professional football leagues, I guess, but like, you know, you only play the NFL, you only play the XFL or whatever. So I really like the idea of like different leagues and the guys can play different formats. Because paintball, we're not really, it's such a different sport than a lot of these things. We're not really stuck playing 5-man, right? You can play this 10-man stuff. We could play 15-man. You could play 7-man. We could play mag-fed only. We can play pump only. And I think that I really like that. I think that's one of the biggest draws to paintball is there's so many different ways to do this. Yep. So I think that they're fun, but I don't know if we're going to see either of those things grow in ICPL 10-man stuff or 7-man. That doesn't mean the tournaments won't get bigger, but I don't think it's going to like eclipse the NXL or whatever. Yep. And Dawson, you actually asked earlier about a upgrade from a mini GS. Your comment actually said not for a mini GS, so I kind of answered that wrongly. If you're still here, what's a good upgrade if you have a mini GS? A lot of stuff, really. I mean, I think looking at anything, right? I mean, I think this is a fantastic upgrade. Or even more expensive. But there's a lot of good stuff out there. I mean, I think that the best way to do this is just decide how much you can spend, right? It's like you have that thing for $1,100, or you have a CS3 that's $1,750. So the prices change or vary so much that kind of nail that down first probably, and then I would go try to shoot the stuff, right? Like go to the local paintball field and just ask to shoot someone's gun. Most people aren't going to care, you know? If someone came up to me and was like, oh, I'm thinking about buying the 180R. What do you think about it? And is it okay if I shoot it a few times? Sure. You know, and I'd assume most of the people in chat too aren't going to care, you know? Man, I got so much phlegm right now. So I would try to hold them, right? I know for me, like the Shocker amp is way too small. I don't like the way it feels. I'm kind of on and off about the DSR. Really like all the Planet Eclipse guns though. So I'd go try to like, yeah, just try to go hold them and actually shoot the things. That's what I would do. You know, I always say, you know, buy a Planet Eclipse gun because they're so reliable. But that's what I think. You know, there's people in here that are going to tell you Mac Dev guns are the best. So it does kind of like vary somewhat. It's kind of just opinion or preference a little bit. Joey, is it worth it to get a used composite tank? Yeah, sure. The only thing you have to watch for is that they do expire, right? You're going to have to get it serviced or rehydro tested every 5 years, but then the tank expires no matter what after 15. So if you're going to buy a tank from 2004, don't do that because it's totally expired and you can't ever use it again. But if you can get a tank from a few years ago, maybe it's been hydro tested one time or it's 3 or 4 years old, for sure. And I wouldn't say that there's any like safety problems or anything like that. Man, I'm just like pooped right now. Yep. Yeah, so it's fine buying used tanks, for sure. Just make sure it works, you don't want to buy something that doesn't work. I'd never heard MacDev was the best in my life. Well, you don't read the comments on my videos. Dude, there's like a handful of people, like 3 maybe, that just like comment on all kinds of stuff about how MacDev's the best ever, and I don't know, it's very weird. It's weird. Like, this CS3 video came out, and there's people in there that are like, the MacDev's the best guns ever. I'm like, what are you talking about? Where are you from? Do you own MacDev? Mark, Brad, you want a kitten? If you would have asked like 2 weeks ago, I'd have said yes. I personally don't want one. But I have some friends that literally just got one. A little orange kitty. You can see, we'll see him. We'll pull him up right now. He's a little orange kitty. It's right there. Is it gonna focus? Oh, he's a little orange guy. I would have said yes. Literally. That's funny. Bring him to the paintball field. We should have like a paintball field cat. And then people try to shoot him. I'll scratch that. Skip, make sure it's not chipped up as well. Yeah, for sure. I mean, most of the time, like, you really don't want your tank to look like this. Hold on. Let's see if I can manage this. Or did I delete it? God dang it. I deleted this earlier. Okay. Well, maybe it's in my trash can. Nope. It's completely gone. Yeah, definitely if you buy a used tank, you want to make sure it's not beat up. But it doesn't really matter. I mean, a lot of the times, like, I don't have a tank in here. If there's a piece of the gel coat coming off or a piece of like something coming off, it really doesn't matter all that much. You just want to make sure that you can't see carbon fiber, or if the bottle's unraveling, that's definitely bad. Damn, I really want to find this picture. Verbal, hello sir. I watch a lot of your like little Instagram videos whenever I'm on Instagram, which is not that often, honestly. Tank? I wonder if I search tank, it'll work. Oh yeah, there we go. Look at that. So this is what you want your tank not to look like. If it looks like that, that's bad. You really don't want it to look like that. So if you're gonna buy a used tank and it looks like that, that's certainly not what you're looking for. That big hole in the center of it is going to let all the air out. It's not very airtight. So someone earlier was like, if it's got a ding in it, if it looks like that ding, you're not going to want it. I know a guy that had several MacDev markers and swears he will never own anything else. I don't really know why. You know what I think? I think people buy things And then they convinced themselves it was a good idea, right? Because you don't want to make bad decisions. No one wants to make bad decisions. You know, so it's like, I bought this and I'm like, yeah, this is the best gun ever. It's the best one ever. It's better than the CS3. It's better than the CS4. It's better than everything ever. But the only reason I think that is because I bought it and it's mine. I purchased it and I don't make bad decisions. So this is the best one ever. I think that's what mech dev people feel like. That's what it feels like to me. I'm like, what are you talking about? I just don't get it. I mean, I really like the ergonomics on those guns, and they don't shoot that bad, but I don't know. They're just not good. Mac Dev owners are the equivalent to stock Mustang owners. I don't get that one. Yeah, this tank is actually, I think Ninja or whoever the manufacturer is, these, they have to like test every 150 tanks or something like that. So they actually put these to like 3 times the operating pressure. So they're putting like 17,000 PSI in there or something crazy. Not 17,000, but a whole lot. So it takes 3 times the pressure for this thing to explode. Yeah, so when people think about tanks being safe, that literally took 3 times for it to rupture. And you are never, ever, 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 ever going to get close to that. I mean, you're lucky if you can get the thing filled to 4,500, so. It takes quite a bit of pressure to blow up a tank. Oh, so great. If anyone asked me to shoot my gun, I'd be glad to let them. Yeah, so like if you're looking to buy a gun, you're looking to buy an amp, you're looking to upgrade that mini GS to an amp or a 180R, or maybe you're going to buy a 170R, it's a little bit cheaper and older. Give it a shot. Corey Wilson, go to Capital Edge. Sat! I might. I don't know. I might. I have to take care of that cat we were talking about earlier too, though, on Saturday. Let's check the weather. Yeah, I gotta take care of that cat. Let's look at the weather together. So I am technically in Carmichael, California right now. The weather this weekend. Some of you guys might be like, holy shit, it's hot. Look at that. It's going to be beautiful. So I'll probably play. I'm definitely going to go play Sunday. I'd like to try to play airball. So, oh, look at all my places actually show up over here. My location. Yeah, I'd like to try to play airball. So I don't know. I think that Sunday we get more like tournament players and stuff, but Saturday might just be an easier day to go play because there's not as many tournament players. Joey, I bet when that thing went off, it scared the TF out of the employees. Probably not. You know, they were trying to do it on purpose. So it was in like some crazy ass like containment vessel or whatever. One of my customers makes carbon fiber tanks. They put huge tanks into a pit behind heavy-duty steel doors, and they pressurize them with water until they explode. Yep. Yeah, so they actually do use water to do this, mainly because they can't get the pressure high enough. I mean, you wouldn't be able to fill this thing with 17,000 PSI, but it's way easier to compress that water in there. I actually totally forgot they used water until you mentioned that. I don't know how they have them though. I imagine they're like, but they have to test so many of these. I mean, they test like 1 out of 100 or something like that. So every 100 they actually blow one up. Maybe it's a little more than that, but they're doing so many of them. I don't know if they're doing them outside or if they have like some special area in a building or something. I don't know. Joey! with a 199 super chat. Corey, you're awesome too. I appreciate the super chats, really. How's the 180R compared to a 170R? They're going to be very similar. I mean, we can like look at the thing and you can kind of just tell it's almost the same. You know, the ergonomics are going to be very, very similar. Whoa. The biggest thing they've probably changed on that, though, is definitely going to be that bolt system. It comes with a new version of the Gamma Core. This unstraightness bothers me a little bit. A new version of the Gamma Core, the OPR core. So it does shoot a little different, apparently. I've not actually used it, though. I think that these guns are fantastic if you're buying something new. If you have a 170R already, and you're like, oh, I wonder if it's any better, it's probably not all that much different. It's kind of just like a new gun. You know, it's not like... I guess it is just, I don't know. It's kind of like a tick-a-bit upgrade or something like that. It's not like a whole new bolt and whole new ergonomics and all kinds of stuff, so... Yeah. Old Soul says, water doesn't compress. I don't know why this... Whoop, that's not what we're doing. I don't know what just reminded me of this, but I watched a TV show. It reminded me of a TV show called Silo. Why did that remind me of Silo? Maybe because you talked about water, and there's like water at the bottom of the silo. There's a fantastic book series called Wool. I read probably 10% of the first book and never read any more. But they came out with a TV show. I think it's on Apple. Is it? Maybe not. I don't know. It's called Silo. Really good. I don't watch TV. I think most TV shows are awful. Silo? Pretty good. Pretty good. Skull Monkeys Paintball with a $69 super chat. Thank you so much. I like that number. Oh shit, like the shirt's unbuttoned. Thank you so much. Again, super chats are friggin' awesome. I've talked about this. I make so little money doing this. But like, super chats are fantastic. I mean, you guys, it's a awesome. And thank you so much. You're going to see your cool name. You're definitely outpacing Nate. You just reminded me of something else I had planned to talk about that involves 69. Air conditioner. We're going to go back to this media section where you can buy yourself a Paintball Ruin My Life headband. So one of the things that I really have a problem with a couple of professional teams, Skull Monkeys, I really do appreciate that. Really. One of the problems I have with a handful of professional paintball teams is I can't read what's on their jerseys. Right? I mean, Portland Uprising is a perfect example of this. I mean, maybe this looks cool in person, like up close, but it is so hard to read the actual names on the back of these jerseys. I mean, when we're like, 10 feet or whatever from them like this, you can read it perfectly fine. But when you get far away, you get far away like this, and it's like literally impossible. Like I can't even see the number. I mean, it's a 5. There's a 3. But when people are moving around, and when it's live, you're not getting this high quality either. So this is a screen grab from earlier today. So it's from one of the videos on demand. So the quality is going to increase a little bit better. So I think the NXL should require all teams to have a specific font and a specific number placement, and only those colors can be used. So I think that if I was the NXL, I would institute a new jersey. We're going to talk about angles too here. I got an angles thing I want to talk about. If I were the NXL, I would probably try to institute a new jersey standard, or something that the pro teams have to do or something. I don't know. So I wish that like all the teams could design their jerseys however they want, except for inside this box. If you're going to design something inside this box, or you can't design anything in this box, that like squared box, and I think they should require everyone to use the exact same font size, the exact same number size, and the exact same colors. Because if Uprising had freaking white on their jerseys like this, it would be easier to see. I know that watching the webcast, even the announcers, you're watching it, and even Matt and Rich are up there, and they don't even know what players there are because you can't read their jerseys. So I think they should require these professional teams to have the exact same number colors. It's not a very difficult thing to do, right? They just be like, here's what you do. Use these ones. These are the colors you're using for the back of these goddamn jerseys. They're so annoying. Verbal. There isn't even an NXL rule that requires numbers on jerseys. I think there should be. And I even liked back in the day when the PSP was doing stats and they would put numbers on their hoppers, right? So if you're a number 15, you'd actually have to put a 15 sticker on the side of your hopper. I don't know about that. Maybe that looks kind of bad. But maybe requiring a number on each shoulder and then like requiring the numbers on the back in that white so they're actually readable would make sense. I mean, I totally get how people want to like I totally get how, like, you know, teams and stuff want to have like special jerseys and whatever. Verbal also. And these guys intentionally dressed the same. I totally get that. I mean, like, people have been doing that forever. Trying to confuse people. So they like all have the exact same clothes on, right? They have exact same pant color. They all wear black headwear. They all have black guns. They all have black masks. It's like just to look the same. So it kind of throws people off. It makes it a little bit harder. You can't tell exactly who's going where. I remember back in the day, it wasn't that long ago. At one point, I think Chad Boucher from Houston Heat, and is it Chad? I always get Chad Boucher, right? From Houston Heat, and Mishka Kiesnev, also from Houston Heat. Mishka always wore like some crazy like leopard head wrap. I think he still always wears a leopard head wrap, right? And Chad wore it. And then everyone was all confused for a while. They're like, so it's not a common thing. Really think that they should have the goddamn numbers on the jersey. And we're going back to the media thing. Actually, you know what? I'm going to move this. We're going to, hopefully this works, guys. So I've talked about this a little bit, not like in long detail. I'm going to take myself off this screen. But there's something I also would like the NXL to do. Recently, they have started to use this drone camera, though. I like this drone footage. I'm trying to like manipulate my iPad. It's not working. Make it brighter. Yeah, so the NXL has started to use this drone footage, which I very much like. I think that it gives you a very good like angle on the field. You can kind of see everything that's happening. Yes. So I really like this angle. I mean, I think the biggest problem with it is a drone, right? So it does take batteries, so they got to keep launching it up there. If we're going to maintain this angle for a very long time, it makes it a little bit difficult. One of the things that I think is good about this layout or this style is that you can kind of see everyone, right? You can see literally every person on the field very quickly. It didn't take that long, right? I can locate and find literally every person extremely fast. And then we can also easily just kind of see where those people are shooting by just looking, right? I mean, it's obvious this guy's shooting. He's shooting outside, shooting inside, shooting inside. So it's really easy to kind of like figure out where all the players are and just, you know, watch this game easier. I think because when we're switching off to like crazy angles where they're like close-ups, it's just a little bit more difficult to see where people are at. You can see like the player up close and it might look cool because you're seeing him like shoot his gun or whatever. Maybe sometimes they get a good over the shoulder angle that makes it cool because you can see where the paint is going. But I think that the NXL should stay on this layout all the time, or this camera angle, maybe like 80% of the time or something like that, because we can always see what's happening, right? I mean, looking at this angle, you can even analyze what the player should do, right? Maybe like, I don't know, I haven't really actually thought about this. But we can even look at this and wonder why there's only one guy shooting snake side on this left side of the field, right? Because I think that if you have a player right here in the snake that far up and you only have one guy shooting this way, that's probably bad, right? I think that you might need another guy looking this way, just to protect that guy even more because you have such a like advantage into the field. But what I really want them to do is tell us straight on the screen where people are shooting. And I think ideally the way you do this was with arrows. So I'd like that to be an arrow, but like in this program, it's hard for me to do an arrow. But like, look at how fast I can just kind of like draw on the screen to show like where people are all kind of shooting. I mean, it's so easy to like be like, oh, okay, blah, blah, blah. That's where they're all shooting. And then you can just get rid of it all if you want. I mean, there'd be definitely a smoother way to do that rather than me like kind of ghetto doing it on an iPad. And they do make professional software that's going to work far better than just my like rigging it up on an iPad. So I really, really like this like angle. It's the angle that we see when we're watching literally every other sport. I mean, if you're watching basketball, baseball, football, hockey, you name it, you're seeing that like top-down angle. You know, I mean, we're not going to see like super close-up bunker moves sometimes because you're going to be on that angle. But I also think because we're watching this angle, you can see when the players are moving really easy and then switch to whatever camera you want. There's going to be a big bank of different cameras and you have to pick which camera you want. So we're constantly, I think, maintained. I don't have a button for this iPad. I think we're constantly like trying to maintain this angle just because, you know, it's so easy to just see where everyone is. You know, you don't have to like guess where people are at. You don't have to guess what the kill count is, right? A lot of the time we're like, I don't know, are there people shot? I don't know. Because you can't see the field. So I really like this layout, or this like way that the like camera is in the air. I do kind of think that, I'll go right back to it. I don't have my button set up. The only, like, I was kind of thinking about how to do this, like, technically, though. And I think you'd either have to be having rotating drones, like you have multiple drones and then send different drones up when batteries die. You could mount something on a pole, but the pole would be so high that it would probably be kind of dangerous. You'd probably have to really strap the pole down. And you actually might get like movement in the pole. So having the drone up there, the drone can stay like extremely stable in the air, whereas that pole might get some wobbly and windy situations. So I think that maybe even just using drones. There was an angle where they stayed on and they were like shifting back and forth just slightly. Really liked it. This angle, let's just do that more. I don't know. Really like it. Zipline camera. The zipline camera, they do have a zip camera. They have a cable cam. It's really cool. They do actually a really good job with that. Yeah. Verbal. They had some cherry pickers out there before with a camera that gave some nice angles. It definitely seemed like those scissor lifts. Is that what like a cherry picker is? Like a scissor lift? Might be the same thing. Different word for the same thing. Yep. I don't know. I just really like those overhead drone shots. And it's not really been possible for paintball to do that, really, until the last few years. I mean, we've had drones for a long time, but being able to get good footage off that drone streamed down to the live stream really hasn't only happened in it's only been the last few years we've really been able to do that. A scissor lift is lower. I'd put a big old jib on the field. I'd have a big crane. I'd have a jib. We'd be operating a jib. I'd be like, that's what I want to do. Drones are insane now. They really are. I really want, God, which one is it? The Mavic 3 Pro. It's like way too much money, but it has a 7x optical zoom. So it has like a 24 millimeter lens and like a 65 or an 80, and then like a 250 or something. Like a 250 millimeter lens on a drone is really cool. I want to buy one just because it has that really long lens and do like crazy parallax shots in the field. It would look really cool. Too bad paintball fields look awful. It's kind of my problem. Yeah, something. I think you'd be pretty good multicam director producer. Keep it up. Yeah, I think so too. I kind of wish they just let me do it. I don't know. Yep. I kind of wish they'd put me in charge of a lot of stuff. Just make me in charge. Let me tell what we should do. Don't make me execute it. Let me just come up with the good ideas. That's all. Herbal. This is such good feedback. We'll make sure the right people see it. They're not going to see it. They're either not going to see it or not care. I've made a lot of these here's the NXL, do this and do this and do this, and everyone's just like, yeah, budget's always a problem. I always talk about all this cool stuff that the NXL should do. I'm like, it'd be cool if they had wireless cameras on the players and stuff. But it's yeah, but that whole setup on players, it's so much money that I think that the biggest factor into doing all these crazy upgrades to make GoSports more watchable or just better is that it just costs so much money, I mean, it's the inhibiting factor or whatever. It's just not enough money, Spend more to make more. Yeah, that is true though. If the NXL, stayed, I was trying to watch another webcast earlier. I was, I'll show you guys what I was trying to watch. I didn't even know this was a thing until earlier today. The West Coast Paintball Players League has a webcast. Yeah, and if the NXL had this webcast, no one would watch it. Literally no one. I mean, some people would watch it, but not a lot of people, just because it looks so bad. I don't know what's going on, and it's just kind of lame. So certainly the NXL spending more money, or GoSports spending more money to make the webcast better than that, makes sense. And I also don't understand, these people have sponsors and stuff, and it's I don't know, paintball companies are insane. We'll just leave it at that. Yep. I don't know how they could do it in real life, but something like Counter-Strike Go aim lines would be nice so we could see what players are looking at from a top-down drone angle. That's why I just talked about it. For sure. Yeah. I think I talked about that. I don't really play Counter-Strike, but I did make in a live stream, I said how to make paintball like a video game? Is that what I named it? Make paintball more like a video game? maybe somewhere on the Clips channel. If you guys want, you can go subscribe to Ruined Clips. If you don't like to watch these whole live streams and hear me yammer and yammer forever, I put little clips up of them. Looking for a specific video, maybe, but... Oh, there we go. Making paintball like Counter-Strike. Let's see. Oh, I got the same shirt on. I've only worn this shirt like 6 times. It's like brand new. That's funny. What do I say in this? Back to the video game topic. If they made a newer paintball game, I think it would bring in more players. I remember... Can you guys hear this? Playing the old Greg Hastings go where I thought it was. I thought you were going to say that we need to like include and person shooters into paintball. Whether that's actual map on screen is easy, right? Like I could solve that problem in like an hour. Oh yeah, this is what I was talking about, doing a map on screen. I think that's what you talked about, rather than having like the top-down view all the time, rather than having like this view all the time. Maybe having a small version of this view, like in the corner of the screen that just takes up like, you know, my size or whatever, the size of I am on the screen, that has a miniature map that kind of shows where all the players are at. I mean, I think that, yep, yeah, you could do that too. Like all this stuff needs to happen. The problem is that like putting the map on screen is easy, right? Like I could solve that problem in like an hour, but it's not that hard. We just did it. Point of view on players is a whole other deal. I mean, that's hard because you got to have cameras on every player, and then they got to transmit wirelessly, and like then we start getting into like complicated things and lots of money. So what I want to try to do is suggest things, or you know, talk about things that are affordable that we could realistically. So I don't know what the hell. Maybe maybe this isn't it. Maybe this is it, actually. Because I've definitely talked about, like, and not even this a handful of times. Okay, so look at this, like, on-screen stuff I designed really quickly. So here we go. This is what I was kind of talking about. Yeah, so you can see up in the top left corner of this, how you can see that map. And I think that it'd be fairly simple to also do this. I mean, you just have to have like a set of arrows that you just randomly place places. So you can actually see where players are at and actually what's going on. And then I also think it'd be kind of handy maybe if on screen they would put like, you know, the players that are in at that time, right? You could see that Dynasty was playing AC Dallas at this point. So you have Blake Yarber and Greenspan and Yoshua and Margot. You have Andrade. Why am I blanking on who that is all of a sudden? John Jackson, Matt Jackson, Corey Hall, TJ Danner, and Brad McCurley on the other side. And that's kind of grayed out or darkened out where you'd see the players. So I have no idea why I'm holding my headphones up. But you can, yeah, a little map in the corner. You can see the arrows. You can see like where people are standing and whatever. Although I don't think this is the same field. This is not the same field map and stuff. So I don't know what the hell I was doing. But, yep. Ways to make paintball better. DD paintball would be amazing sport to watch, like the NHL, NBA, NFL, if they can find a way to market it better. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, how do you market sports? It's like, I don't know. I think it's about making content. I think that the industry should support people like me more. I think they should support people like Verbal more. People making content. I think they should support Matt the Gym Rat more. I think that there's a lot of people out there in paintball that are actually doing quite a bit, and probably doing more than anybody else realizes, right? Like putting stuff on the internet and getting people interested in paintball is kind of a big deal. And no one really does it. Like the NXL doesn't do that good a job. I don't think GoSports don't really do that good a job. But there are a set of people that do. You know, I could certainly do better. There's no question. But there's quite a few people out there that are, you know, helping grow paintball and really don't get any recognition from inside the industry at all. Rogue PB. I know, I almost brought up Matty Boy. He was something, and I think in a live stream, you know, I was talking about how I think that they should, HK Army at one point sponsored him, right? But I think they just gave him free stuff. And I think they should pay him. I mean, I think that they should have been like, here's $60,000, make videos for the next year. Because if you look at what's happening in the world today, right? Everyone's on the internet, right? And we're doing a really bad job at the internet. Yep. Verbal. Finally got the comment the other day that some guy started playing paintball because of my videos, and I was so happy. That is what it's all about. I'm with you. It's very weird. Like, I get your videos more, right? Because they're like cool. Like, you know, you actually see paintball, right? Like, you actually get to like see how fun paintball is. It's like, you know, I think that GoSports, if they like put more time into clips and making like highlight reels of the tournament or something like that, I think that would be good. Just because it gets people excited. People said they started playing paintball because of my videos, which I find weird. I'm like, I don't know, it doesn't make any sense. Maybe if you watch a gameplay video, but why? People are starting to play paintball because you watch a review on a CS3 is weird. But it happens. So I think that paintball needs to support not pro teams so much. Like, I don't know. Yeah. Because I don't know, right? Like, you think about this, like, think about, like, we'll go back to this. I don't want to, like, pick on Uprising because, like, I know I really like Uprising, and I think they're all good dudes, and, like, they're good paintball players. A lot of those guys have been around my area a lot and played paintball. But I don't know. I feel that, like, HK Army sponsors them, so they have HK pants and masks and hoppers, and they have a lot of HK stuff. And, you know, I don't know. I feel like there are other people out there in the world that you could be giving, you know, that money to, right? Like, HK could have sponsored Matty Boy for a whole year or something instead of giving them all that extra equipment. And I think that in return, Matty Boy or people like him, like Matt the Gym Rat also is awesome. I think that if they got more money or had more support from the industry, it would help grow paintball more, and it would probably help HK more. You know, like, who looks at like Uprising and they're like, I'm gonna buy an HK pack? No one. Like, literally no one. But if they looked at, like, I don't want to be an ass or like arrogant, but if they, you know, listen to me or see what I use, or Matty Boy uses, or Matt the Gym Rat, what he uses and what he likes, I think that it would sell more products for HK, right? That easy, because we're not random ass people, right? Most of those guys are just random ass people. So people trust me more. They trust Matty Boy. They trust Matt the Gym Rat. I keep like weirding out on his name. Yeah. So I don't know. There's some paintball companies who sort of get it, but not really. Like, they're like 2% of the way there. You guys talking about the Ninja Rig? Did they change the name of the Ninja Rig? Someone said they like changed the name of the new rig today or something. I totally missed it. Influencer marketing, it totally works. Totally works. You can ask bfpgear.com. BFP Gear One of the only sponsors of this channel, and I don't really want a lot of sponsors though, it's not even really what I'm asking, but BFP Gear or BlackFridayPaintball.com, they certainly understand. Junior Brown and Gina Brown, Dash Telford, I think, I don't know, certainly understand the value that I bring them. Anyway, Verbal, I mean, you have 110 million views on your shorts. I wonder how many people thought that looks cool as shit. I want to try that. I'm sure more than just a few. 100% right, Nate. A hundo right. 100% right. Totally agree. 1 billion%. Benjamin, it was the Ace, and for trademark reasons, they had to change it to the V3 Pro. Really? Did they change it? I didn't know. Interesting. News to me. I think that the V3 ProReg is probably a better name for it anyway. Yeah, I probably like that name anyway. More anyway. The Darth. Brad. Is that you getting hit in the gogs with some Dynasty paint on the BFP Gear website? Nope. I don't even know what it was, but no, I don't think so. Was it in this banner? I don't think so. I don't think I'm in here anywhere. I took some of these pictures. I took that picture right there quite a while ago. I used to work at this paintball store for like 6 months, and then I got attacked. Well, I got assaulted in the store, so I quit. This is a fantastic paintball store. This is the store that I buy my paintball stuff from. Sec Paintball. Mark's back. Yep. Chapter 1. I don't know. Who knows? Major question. I just got a Lux Ice with no charger. Is the ice and the OLED charge the same? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm like 98% sure on that. Yeah, they use the same charger, right? They use like the front one. It's been so long since I've charged a Lux. I had a video of someone wearing my beanie. I don't know. Honestly, don't know. I don't know where it's at. Probably not, though. I don't know. Maybe they just wore it to like help support or something. Because I talk about like these paintball companies sucking, and they're not all bad. Like I said, I think that Exalt has always understood. I think that Carbon kind of get it, and certainly BFP Gear get it. So it's not like everyone's like whatever. But at the same time, like I don't want, like for me, you know, I would like more sponsors on this channel, and I'm gonna try. But I don't think that it's difficult for me too, because I'm reviewing products, right? So I don't want HK as a sponsor, really. I mean, maybe I'd take paint from them or something. They could be a paint sponsor, but probably not like HK sponsor, because I want to be able to talk freely about these products too. I mean, I understand that's kind of what I'm doing here. So if HK is a sponsor, or Planet Eclipse, or GI, or whoever it is, it gets a little weird. So having sponsors like BFP Gear, I'm just like whatever, totally neutral. It doesn't really matter. I say whatever I want. Will Jones, this shirt is fire. Is it really? A little white spot right there. I don't even think I've ever washed it. I've only worn it like 5 times. I have a whole bunch of shirts I only wear for like videos. There was a time there where I'd sit there and like be like, what am I gonna wear? And I'd sit there for like 30 minutes and try to decide what I'm gonna wear. So I bought like 8 shirts that I only wear in videos. So that's why I have like a solid colored t-shirts on in most of the videos. I wear the same shirts over and over. Krispy Kreme. I haven't been to Krispy Kreme in a long time. EDC of gaming, baby. What? You know what I do have to fix is I gotta fix this on-screen chat a little bit. It's a little weird for some things. What do you guys, Eric, what was the website called that you were just on? Yeah, Black Friday Paintball.com or Black Friday Paintball Gear, a BFP gear. There, it was weird because the website really at one point was designed to only be Black Friday sales a long time ago. I mean, like 15 years ago. And it was really just Black Friday stuff. You know, it was like a way to promote a lot of the Black Friday sales in paintball. And the website just got really popular, started selling more stuff, and it was a little weird to be called Black Friday Paintball because then people kind of think that it's like only sales maybe, or like they're only selling stuff on Black Friday or whatever. So it's kind of why they transitioned into bfpgear.com, not blackfridaypaintball.com. Whatever happened with your invisible gun? It's still probably gonna do it. I don't know, man. I think that for me to do it right, I really need to motion control the camera. So we'll have a little green screen talk. So you can easily, like with green screens, right? Like if I have like, with this camera, right? See how this camera's locked off, like it's stationary in air. And if I have this green barrel cover, it's really easy for me to, like, you know, I can take a clean plate. You have to take a clean shot like this. I can take one picture and then I put this up there and then I can green screen it away so that you're kind of seeing through this because I took the original clean plate. But it looks so boring to have the camera stationary like that for that, like, green screen stuff. So really I want the camera moving in space. I want like someone holding it, like it looks like I'm holding it or someone's moving around, right? It kind of sells the effect better if there's like movement. But one of the problems is you have to be able to replicate that movement flawlessly. So the way they really do that in movies is they put the camera on a robot and that robot can like do those movements perfectly in sync every time. So they can take that clean plate and then they can put the actor back in front of it and you can do those movements again because the camera moved perfectly, if this is not making sense to anybody. And it just looks more interesting, and I don't have a robot arm. So I don't know. I kind of did like some preliminary tests with the invisible paintball gun, and it just doesn't look cool when you're not, like, the camera's locked off. I don't know. I do have some ideas though, because I do have this. The DJR RS2, and this thing's pretty cool because you can actually program moves into it. It's a gimbal, and I can actually like program in like what moves I want it to do. So I can program it into like always turn. I can make it turn like this over and over. And that's interesting, but then I also want to give it a little more movement, so I have to put a electronic slider. I gotta get a motorized slider so I can like get like a lot of movement, so it just looks more interesting. So that's a whole nother thing. I also want to try to like add like characters. Nate, where are you? Nate's in here. Hold on. Can I open? Hold on. I also want to like be able to add some 3D characters and like 3D people, or like fake people. Man, I don't know if I'm going to be able to log into this. All right. I know this is super unexciting. Ugh. Never mind. Okay. I can't log in. And I don't know what, like, my login stuff. Oh. Anyway, I want to make, like, I want to try to, like, put some, during gameplay footage, I want to try to, like, put some 3D characters or, like, I don't know, something in there. Sean, well, I appreciate it. Looks like we're having, like, are we having problems right now? Let me know if, like, are we even, like, streaming right now? There we go. I don't know what's happening to the internet or what's going on. Might be having some technical difficulties. I don't know. Stream just caught up like crazy. YouTube says like it's like not working, and then it's like the chat was not updated. Nate, you're here. I was gonna show you guys the scan I took of Nate at the paintball field. Maybe actually I can show you on my phone. It's kind of wacky. Ooh, there we go. So I want to try to like take some scans like this. This is Nate. Although my face is gonna, I can't like do this because it's freaking face tracking. I want to try to take scans like this and use people in paintball equipment and then put them on the field and like shoot people on the field that are scans like this. The real problem I'm having though is I want to try to scan myself, but I'm too big. I can't get anyone to scan me. So you have to be able to like scan over my head and stuff like that and everywhere above on my body and on the sides. And it's really hard to get someone to like, there's no one that can do it. You have to be like 8 feet tall to be able to do it. So I haven't been able to like, I don't know. I really don't know how to do it. I mean, I guess we could get like I don't know, you gotta be like right on the phone. It's like, I don't know. It's confusing. Freaking verbal. You gotta be huge. Problem. I mean, because it's so easy. It's really not hard. It's like really just like taking a picture and then like rotating around somebody like this, and you gotta scan like I can hold it way over my head and like scan like anyone, you know, and I can get all kinds of angles. But it's really hard to get. It's really hard for people to get like a good above me, like a good scan above me. I mean, I guess I could take like a ladder maybe, or like a step stool or something like that. I don't know. I don't know. Scans. Although I really just want to like experiment. That's kind of why I have a scan of Nate, and it's not hard to like. Nicholas, I love that $5 super chat. I had a girlfriend in high school named Nicole Ferris. I thought that's what that was. Very short time. Thoughts on Bunkerfest? I don't really know, honestly. Like, I really don't know. I don't know anyone who went. I haven't really like kept up with all the stuff on Facebook because I don't really use Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or TikTok or any of that stuff. So I don't really know what's happening. I really liked how they used the car wash bunker. That was pretty cool. I was a fan of the car wash. I like how a lot of teams are there. That's about all I got. Who went to Bunker Fest? Who was actually there? Verbal said EP. Nope. That's a different one. Maybe not. I don't know. Eric, Mechanical X-Ball sounds so fun. And Texas is nice. Texas isn't nice, first of all. Let's get that out of the way. Texas isn't nice. Mechanical X-Ball would be fun, though. At one point, I was kind of like... I wanted to talk about how, like, I think the NXL should go mechanical only. And I was like, you know, why not? I mean, back in the day, the mechanical guns sucked, right? And all the new technology and all the new good shooting guns, or guns that worked well, were all electric. And we've gotten to the point now where the mechanical guns almost shoot just as fast as the electric guns. So why don't we just mechanical? You know, I think it'd add a new skill. I love mech. I don't play with electric guns hardly ever. Bunker Fest ran pretty smooth. That's good. I don't really know a lot about it. I know that, like, there's some drama with the NXL, and don't they think they're going to take over the NXL or something like that? I don't know if that's going to happen. I think I tried to watch the webcast. I also saw the webcast for that, and it was not watchable, right? It should just, like, let you guys know just how hard it is to actually make these freaking webcasts. Steven Stinson with a $6.99 Canadian. Really quick, anything new from Tipman you know of? Not really, you know. Like, Tipman's not done anything in a long time. Your reviews helped me a bunch before buying a few markers from them. Keep it up, dude. See, so I'm talking about. It actually works. You know, I don't know if anything new. I don't know. Tipman's gotten weird. I mean, it's been difficult for them. I think that they still make good guns, right? I think that, like, I really like Tipman. I like everything they make. I don't really have a problem with any guns they make. But I think the biggest issue with Tipman is that, honestly, the EMEC came out and it just kind of crushed Tipman, right? I mean, the EMEC you can get for almost $300 now. We'll say under $300. And, I mean, it's competing close to that, like, you know, A5 price, right? Or, I don't know, TMC or whatever. So it's definitely taken a lot of their sales, but I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. I really like Tipman. I actually really like the TMC. Huge fan of the TMC. The EMEC is the best gun ever, but now the ETHA 3M, it's like so much closer in price. I mean, it's like $100 more, and you're getting like $200 worth of upgrades. So I really like the ETHA 3M. If I didn't already have an EMEC, I'd probably have one of those. I really got to change my on-off, though. I got to take the on-off off of my EMF 100. Maybe I'll play with that. No, I got to play with the 180R. Brayden, I use my EMF 100 more than my 180R, 170. I was like, the 180R just came out. Here's mine. We might get banned on the internet, so I can't show too much of it, you know, but this is mine. It's got all this cool stuff on the front. Pretty sure YouTube deleted a live stream. One of the reasons they deleted a live stream is because I had this thing on it. They've deleted some other videos recently too. I didn't know about. I just was looking at something and they're like, we've deleted 8 of your videos? And I was like, oh, that'd have been nice to know about. Just delete them and don't tell anyone? It's insanity. What's on the front? A bunch of stuff. take that out of there so it doesn't look like a gun. On the front of there is I can't see myself, so I don't know what's actually happening. What do we have? We have a PLA Manfrotto 90 mount, a reverse Picatinny. No, I don't know what that is. That's a reverse Picatinny mount. Another tripod mount. At one point I had this mounted to like a tripod. And I was like trying to test out First Strike. I was gonna make like how accurate is First Strike, and I bought all these crazy attachments so I can mount this to a tripod and I could mount a big ass camera to the top of it. I quit. I didn't do it. I do have First Strike around here somewhere. Oh, maybe I'll shoot that this weekend. Here's some First Strike. This stuff's so old though. I mean like old, like 4 years old, something like that. Still looks good. I know there's some oil in this bag though. Oh yeah. I might have a broken one actually. There is a broken one. First Strike rounds. First Strike's pretty crazy, actually. Pretty cool. Bring it to the field, Brad. I'll buy it from you. Why buy what from me? This? Or the gun? What are you talking about? Buy what? I don't know if I'm not selling any of it. I don't think. Unless you can make me an offer I can't refuse. This is also really old. This stuff's probably older than some of you guys in the chat room. Didn't switch. That is original Reball. This stuff is probably like, it's probably like 19 years old, maybe older. Yeah, somewhere in there. It's like real Reball though. It's like original. It's not like knockoff like stuff. It's like actual Reball. The reason I keep this is because it actually works. I've tried a lot of the reusable paintballs in the past. A lot of people have made reusable stuff, and the biggest problem I always have with it is that it wasn't weighted correctly. I feel like this stuff is weighted so consistent that you can actually radar guns with this stuff. Whereas a lot of the other stuff was so lightweight, it would vary ball to ball so much, it was just difficult to radar. So this stuff, while it doesn't shoot straight, just like the other stuff, it actually does radar correctly. So I've made sure to keep all those. Like half a pod? Something like that. Oh, this is cool too. Look at these little big boys. That is 50 caliber First Strike. That I don't know if they make anymore or what the deal is, but 50 cal. This is really old too. It's like discoloring and stuff. Bloop bloop. Christian Mingle Reballs. Chris is great for teching guns. It really is. Yeah. The only thing that kind of sucks about Reball though is it jams in hoppers. It's definitely like jamming in hoppers. Yeah. Verbal. I don't know why your name shows up all crazy on screen. See how your like check mark is like in a weird ass spot? I fixed that stuff this weekend. See, I put, you know, Mark and Old Soul as moderators, have a little wrench. They used to not have those, and I added them. I don't know why yours is, that bothers me, how it's right there. The only thing that sucks is you can't really edit the CSS that's controlling this chat. You can only do it, I can't really like run it back. It's kind of confusing. Anyway. Someone said something about 50 cal reball. Where'd that go? Oh, there we go. Anthony, they sell the First Strike Roscoe. It's 50 cal. I know, that's really why I have that. That's why I have that, for the Roscoe. I did a Roscoe video a long ass time ago. But I don't know what else uses 50 cal First Strike or whatever. I don't know. Chris, there was a field near me that switched to reball only about 18 years ago, and they closed down a few months later. Yeah, I don't like it as much. It doesn't shoot as straight. The velocity can be a little weird on them. It's cool because you can just clean it up, obviously. You don't have a consistent, like, expense, right? Because you can just reuse it. There were at one point a lot of, like, teams that practice with it. Back in the day, Russians used to practice with it. Joy Division famously used to practice with it. Yup. Benjamin, Brad, who are your favorite pro paintball players? I don't know. I don't know. We'll say favorite players to watch. Alexander Brindikov. Alexander Brindikov from Russian Legion, Red Legion, whatever the hell you want to call him. Brian Smith from Damage. He's so smooth. Like, he's so smooth. Man, I don't know who else. I'll constantly say those guys. We're going to go with those two. Yeah, we're going to say Brindikov and Brian Smith. Brian Smith, not Ryan Smith. Yep. I mean, paintball is one of those weird things where it's like, I don't really care. You know, like, I don't care anymore. I've been so in paintball forever that, like, I don't really care. You know, it's like, I think that the same thing you watch, like, sports announcers, like, most of those people don't care. You know, they like to watch, they're fans of basketball, but they're not really, like, stuck on or cheering for one team. And that's kind of how I feel about paintball. I've been in it so long, and, like, I just don't really care about who wins or cheering as much anymore. Yeah, I mean, I think when, you know, I had, you know, Sacramento DMG when they were in the pro division, I guess I'd want them to win more than not, you know, because they're kind of local. I know some of the guys, but I'm not really cheering for teams anymore. I certainly always like the underdogs to win. Like Dynasty keeps winning, which is cool. But, you know, I'd like teams like the Hurricanes to do well, or New York Extreme could win a tournament, or Uprising could do better. So I always like to see those teams that typically don't do well. That's always good. Cade, I'm trying to get into speedball. What gun to get is the die? Rise, CZR good? I don't know. I don't like those things. I think for that price, there's other options, right? Like, I don't even actually know what the CZR is selling for. Oop. $325. We're gonna say $400. So I think in that price range, there's kind of a lot of stuff. Well, not a lot of stuff, but there are definitely things that I would probably choose over it. I don't really think the die guns are as reliable. So just like Freerider NYC said, Freeriders, sorry, the Mini GS, I think the Mini GS at like that $300-ish price, the Mini GS is a little bit more. Let me look at the amp. Look at my pricing thing. Hold on. Well, I gotta open my email, but I can't like log into my email, I don't think, from this browser. So what in the heck? Oh well. Yep. Yeah, I think that like that extra $100, you know, I'd rather have the Mini GS. Or even the ETHA 2 people, I was going to say the ETHA 3. The ETHA 3 is $550. You may be able to find some ETHA 2s, which are essentially the exact same gun. But you're going to have to find them, mainly because they're old and, yeah. So I would Mini GS. They're $425, so they're $100 more. Etha 2, if you can find one, or Etha 3, but they are $550, so it is quite a bit more money. It's another $200, but I do think that in the long run, it's better, right? It's more reliable, so you're actually going to play more, right? And it's going to be easier to sell if you ever want to. The Etha 3 and the Planet Eclipse guns, just in general, are very popular, and they're real easy to sell. Darth, he said, you could probably find a 170R, also from Planet Eclipse, used for a steal. Yeah, you could. One of the problems I have with like used guns, though, is it kind of matters who you are, right? I think if you're newer to paintball, like you probably are, I would stick with new stuff. Just buy a new gun. Don't try to find good deals and like the best cheap gun out there or something like that. Because a lot of times you just run into problems, right? I mean, you got to think that you're buying something used, so it's going to have a lot of shots on it. It's going to have like use into it. So it's probably going to have issues sooner than that new gun. And you don't really know a lot about paintball, right? Since you're brand new, it's going to be harder to troubleshoot those things. Whereas you just buy something new, it's just going to work. You don't have to worry about it. I think maybe later on in your paintball career, buying used stuff isn't a big deal. But if it's your first time buying something, definitely I'd buy new stuff. Yep. But that's all dependent on the person too, like there's some people, maybe you're a mechanical engineer and you're a machinist on the weekend. So you're real smart, you're good at fixing stuff. Then maybe buying used wouldn't be a bad idea. But if you're, 16 years old and you only go to school, you're probably not going to know a lot of things about fixing things. So buy something new. My legs are getting tired. All right, who's got burning questions for me? Let's do this. Greetings from Singapore, Mac Power. Well, hello from Singapore. I went to Singapore once. I remember getting on the plane and being told I was going to be put to death if I brought drugs into the country. And I was like, holy shit. I better hide this kilo of heroin I have on me. Why pick up the 180? Like, why'd I buy it? I bought it to do a review on. That's simply why. That's the only reason. Is that tall cold brew? That's grande cold brew. Cade. What did was I talking to you about the, were you the Rise guy? Yeah. I do have a nice autococker pump gun and just trying to get something faster. Yeah, I'm still Etha 2, Etha 3, Mini GS. Or even the Axe. I mean, if you want the Axe 2.0, go with that. One of the things that most people that have the money to buy that Axe 2.0, though, are going probably the route of the Etha 3. I'd much rather have the Etha 3. There will definitely be a raffle for the 180R. You betcha. Yeah, there you go, Mark. I mean, you have a pump gun, but you want a little bit faster, you could put auto trigger on there. Auto trigger that pump gun. A little bit of a fart. Chris, what didn't you like about the G04? Mainly mine just didn't shoot that good. I don't know. It just didn't shoot that good. I mean, it was kind of like, I don't know how to describe it. It just didn't feel nice when it shot. It felt kind of like, it didn't sound like that, but that's what it felt like. I don't know. I don't honestly know. It just didn't shoot that well. Darth says, my teammate just got taken out by a minor penalty that cost us first place. You know, I once got a 10-minute penalty. I think it was 10 minutes for having a gun with illegal firing modes. Back when cheating guns were cool. Nate has a G04. I always forget if you have a G04 or a CS2, Nate. Yeah, they're not bad. I mean, tons of people use them. It's just mine just wasn't, I don't know, something about it just didn't really work that well. Mr. 300. Oh, I thought you were Mr. 3000. Does anyone remember Mr. 3000? Who remembers this movie? Probably not a lot of you guys. Anyone remember Mr. 3000? Good movie. Pretty funny. I'm a fan of a baseball movie. Much fan of a baseball movie. This is the best baseball movie ever made. The best baseball movie ever made. This might be one of the best movies ever made. Absolutely love Major League. I've probably seen this movie like 100 times. 100 times. Fantastic. Anyway. Bad News Bears, it's okay. It's okay. Cade? Sandlot's also good. But the Sandlot's not as like... The Sandlot's... Yeah, it's not as funny, though. I love the Sandlot. I've seen the Sandlot many, 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 many times as well. Give him the heater, kid. And then he's like... He puts the ball in his hand. And he's like, strike this motherfucker out. Remember that part? Man, I love that movie. I can't believe I can actually quote it. So good. I also think I liked it because I was a catcher. When I played baseball, I was a catcher. So I kind of liked how the movie was really about a catcher, essentially. Major League, it really is a good movie. Remember what was the Allstate guys in that movie? He was what's his name? He was like a hitter. I don't know. Joe Boo? No, was his name Joe Boo? He like prayed to like voodoo gods and stuff. It's very interesting. Honestly, the X platform has nothing on the Ether 2 or 3. They, Planet Eclipse, is way better on brittle paint too. Yeah, that's true. That's for sure. I actually really like the X's. I'm a huge fan of the X. I love those bolts. I really like the Empire 6. That's not a common, not a very... Serrano? Yeah, I mean, it sounds right. Joe Boo. Was Joe Boo his doll? Damn, I want to watch Major League now. Man, we should do that. Field of Dreams is just like a good movie. It's... You can't watch it like you could watch Major League. What the hell was I talking about? Yeah, I really like the Empire 6. Love the thing. But for sure, definitely the Eclipse guns are, yeah, they're quieter, they're more air efficient, and they're easier on paint. So for sure. Dude, I got all kinds of gas. In the last couple months, I've been ripping them. I think it's because I'm eating lots of protein, though. I'm like 2 protein shakes a day, and I think that does it. How rare are paintball-only shops nowadays? Well, certainly more rare than others. I think it matters where you're from. Like here, I live in Sacramento. We've got like 3, I think, 2 or 3. Really only one good one. One that's very good and literally has almost everything. Southern California, there's a whole bunch of them. There's probably like 15 in LA-ish area. Yeah, those are all, that's all I know. But they're certainly more rare. I mean, just like everything, you know. Fishing shops are more rare. Bike stores are more rare. Any of those like niche hobbies. There's just less and less of those stores around. There are some good Dallas stores. There's what's the like mega huge store in Dallas? Is it like Giant Sports? Giant Sports have a huge Dallas store. But yeah, there's a bunch of stuff. I think about bike stores and like cycling, like bike shops. They suck so much. There's so few good bike stores just because everyone just buys stuff online. Which, just like paintball, you know, a lot of people just buy stuff online. So it's very hard for some of these brick and mortar stores to stay in business if they don't have like some sort of like online component as well. So, and it's really hard to sell stuff online. I mean, you got to think that like starting an online store, you're competing against Amazon and A&S. They're two very big dealers. So it's really difficult to like sell stuff online. Mark, we were watching Ground Zero earlier. I don't know where you were at. I was trying to find Ground Zero. Ground Zero, the paintball team? Quickshot in New Jersey is badass. Yeah, Quickshot's pretty good. I've heard of them before. There's a handful of stores, like Pro Edge. Pro Edge, I think, is in Houston. There's a couple stores in Florida that are really good. I don't know, I'm blanking on them. There's other good paintball stores. Those are just like the really good ones. You know, like I go to Sac Paintball all the time. And, you know, they got all kinds of good stuff in there. I mean, they have one of the bigger, like, better stores around. I mean, look at this place. I mean, it's not huge, I guess, but they've got everything, you know, like heap loads of packs, like almost all the packs. This is cool. I didn't even know they had this, like, tour thing here. Tons of packs, a big old thing of pods. Almost every single paintball mask you could... pretty much every mask, too. This is a fairly newer picture, like a year and a half-ish. Fantastic store. Got all these paintball guns. Here's how we can find out how old it is. Damn, the LV2's on the wall, so it's not that old. Look at that cool-ass force. Loads of things. Tanks, barrel kits. Yep. Sec Paintball. Where that is in Sacramento, California. Sacramento. And they also, if you can tell by the floor, they're also the owners of BFPgear.com, a sponsor of this channel. Oh yeah. Ground Zero. Oh yeah, Ground Zero Skate Shop. I certainly remember Ground Zero. Yeah. Ground Zero. So Ground Zero, it was in, is it off of like Madison or Greenback? It was off of Greenback? In like Citrus Heights maybe? Is that it, Mark? Might be wrong. The place you got assaulted, can you, I'll show you the video at the paintball field. I don't want to show the video here, but I'll show you the video at the paintball field. It's such a long story. Yeah. There's only one paintball store in New York City. New York City? Now there's more than that. I mean, there's not any in like Manhattan or whatever, but there's more in Brooklyn, right? There's some Brooklyn stores, right? And there are like 3 or 4 Brooklyn stores, maybe. I could be completely wrong, but I don't know. No, the reason there aren't paintball stores in New York is because the property is so expensive. And we just talked about like how difficult it is for all the overhead, right? I mean, my paintball store, my lease was $4,500 a month at the store. So And I mean, that's California, right? And not the greatest area. Could you imagine how much that lease would be if I was in like Park Slope or like some cool town in like Manhattan, or not town, but like some cool neighborhood in Brooklyn or something like that? It'd be extraordinarily expensive. I mean, that's probably the main reason, you know. That's my guess. Well, I certainly didn't get molested. Well, I don't know. Not like, you know, at the paintball store. If I, you know, I told, I don't own this paintball store. So at one point I put the video online and they wanted me to take it down, which I totally understand. And mainly, I think one of the main reasons they wanted me to take it down is because there was an investigation. So I'll ask, and I'll see if I can show the video online during a live stream. I'll see how they feel about it. We'll see. Kind of nervous to get back out there after a long layoff. Any tips at getting back into the groove? Just go play. Who cares? You know, I think paintball, if you've played a handful of times before, it's not even, it's whatever. It's like riding a bike, you know? It's real easy. The assault, it was crazy. There were people shooting paintball guns in the store. There was a lady with an eye patch. I put a person in a headlock. It was wild. I'll have to ask. I'll ask. I can definitely show you guys the field, but I don't know if I should put it on the internet. I really want to. I'm thinking about it right now, but plus the video isn't that good. It's like a screen. It's like a recording of like a. It's a recording of a security camera, but the phone is vertical, so it's like it's not the greatest. And there was like some fast forwarding through the recording, so it's like I don't know, but we'll see. Yeah, I've got it forever. I wonder. I can tell this though. One time at the paintball store, I got like guns pulled on me by the police. That was interesting. So when I owned a paintball store, one night I was laying in bed, right over there, and girlfriend and I laying in bed, and like my phone starts going off because this alarm at the paintball store. The alarm at the paintball store went off. So I'm like, God damn it. So I get my phone, I'm looking at the security cameras, and I'm like, no one's in the store. I can't see anything. It doesn't look like anything happened. So I'm like, okay, well, I guess I gotta go over there and check. So go to the paintball store, check, and some kids, I found out, kicked in the front door. So the front door was all glass, and they kicked in the bottom door. They kicked in the door. Glass. It's hard to say because you get kicked in the glass. It's like safety glass, right? So it's laminated, so it didn't like shatter. It just broke, and they like pushed in the bottom. So they had like a little bit of like a square, like a triangle cutout. They like squeezed through to get in, and they were there maybe after looking at the security cameras. They were there for maybe. This was at Predator Paintball in North Highlands, California. Yeah, looking at security cameras, they were there for maybe like 4 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes. It was very, very short. I don't even remember what they stole, but it was stupid shit. They stole like a Tippmann Cronus and like a bag, like a gun bag, like a little teeny gun bag. That was like $50, and like a $40 mask. So they stole like $200 worth of stuff. And it was like 3 a.m., 2 a.m., something like that. It was really late. And I didn't know what to do, right? Well, first I'll back up, right? So I call the police, right? Because I want to make a police report. I'm like, someone broke into my business. Oh, no. What did happen was that, like, the security company called me, and they're like, should we send the police? And I'm like, yep. As I was driving over there, the police were coming as well. So I got there, looked around. No one was there, so I kind of just waited for the police to come. And all the lights were off in the store. All the lights were off in the store, and I was like sitting behind the counter. So the counters, it's a freaking counter, the store. And it went all along the side of the wall, and I was sitting behind the counter because it was dark and really late, and I didn't want people to see me walking around in there really. So whatever. I'm sitting behind the counter, and the police show up, and I just stand up, right? From behind the counter. So I'm like this, and I'm just like, oh, hey guys. And they're like, holy shit. And like they all get their guns out, and they're like, get on the fucking ground. And they're like yelling at me and shit. And I'm like, oh my God. And like I didn't know what to do. And like, whatever. They came in, and I'm standing there like freaking out. 'Cause, like 6 cops are pointing their guns at me. So they think I robbed the place. And I'm like, no, I own the place. Like, I just owed it. And they think I'm the robber. They're like, oh shit, we got them. They're still in here. And like, they're freaking out. And they put me in handcuffs and then like sit me on the ground outside the front of the store. And then, I don't know, I'm talking to one guy and he's like, oh, okay. He's like, you're good. And then they originally, like 2 minutes later, they take me in handcuffs and whatever, it's all fine. That was kind of scary. But then, yeah, looking at the footage, the camera footage, they didn't steal anything, right? It's like $200, maybe $300 worth of stuff. And they were little kids, like a little kids, maybe like 15, 12, 13. One kid was maybe like this tall, like 10, 9. It was terrible. So like little kids breaking and entering, it was like 9, 10 years old. Seriously, was shorter than the counter. I don't know, it was maybe about tall as the counter. It was crazy. It was crazy. Nope, I didn't get my rights read to me. They didn't arrest me. They just handcuffed me and detained me to figure out what was going on. But I mean, they knew right away. Like, as soon as I kind of started talking, they were like, oh, okay. So it wasn't like, they're just doing their job. I mean, I totally get it. Like, I'd have been scared too. I'd been like, holy shit, there's a guy in the store. Because I just like stood up out of the darkness and was like, hey guys. It was funny. Worst part though was that like, it was so late that like, I didn't know what to do, right? There's a hole in the wall. There's like a hole in the bottom of the door. So like I had to do something, right? So I called a glass company, like a window company that could eventually replace it. But because it was so late, obviously they're not going to replace the window. So they came out and put like just a piece of plywood on the door. And that was $600. No, it was like $500 maybe. I think I paid someone $500 to come out and remove the window and put a piece of plywood in where the window was. It was $500. So it was more money to get the window fixed than those goddamn kids stole. It was crazy. That's not as crazy as the other paintball story that I might be able to tell. Well, we'll ask. Wild day. Okay, do you still have the Die Rise CZR that you did a review on? If so, can you show us? No, everything I review, for the most part, if it's a gun, I'm gonna raffle it and sell it as fast as I can. I mean, you think about it. Like, if I kept all the guns, like, it'd be stupid, it'd be insane. It would just not be a realistic thing. I mean, if we look at all the paintball guns, that I've reviewed on this channel, like I've reviewed all these, so I'd have all of them. And that would just be dumb, right? It'd be like $50,000 in just like paintball guns. Look, I'd have a 1.6, a G04, the DSR, and the DSR Plus, a Lux X, a TM40, the Ace, which is still a Lux. It's like, it'd just be crazy. So the only like, realistic way to do it is I gotta like sell this stuff. Yep. Are you actually thinking of getting a Field 1 Force? Not really. I mean, I don't want to pay for it. There's no way I'm gonna pay for that. I'd like one. I think it'd be cool to have. I'd probably play with it, but there's no way I'm going to pay for it. It's just too much money. I can't. Honestly, like the cheap paintball guns are so good nowadays that it's really difficult for me to justify spending, $1,500. If I'm going to get a good electric gun, It might be something similar to that thing that's, you know, about, well, this is only like $400 cheaper, but it's definitely cheaper. Sorry for asking questions. No, you're supposed to. That's the whole point of the chat. I don't have to answer them. I can just ignore people. Yep. I want to force... I'd probably pay for an Empire 6, though. If I could find, like... Are there any, like... Let's find it. Let's see if we can. We'll look together. Whoa! $700. That's way too much. Holy smokes. $250? Does it work? It's that shit color, though. I don't want that color. Color's awful. That's a good color. Damn, that's a good deal, right? Oh, there's bids on it. Let's do this. Ooh. I mean, I don't really know how to use eBay on my... Oh, there we go. I don't really know, I don't really know how to use eBay on the computer. $450, $385. I'd probably pay $300. That black and red one's cool. All black. $900 is a good price. $900. This person says it's brand new. Doesn't look brand new. That might be too much. 1,000? That's also a little bit. Yep, Empire 6. Anyway, alright. I want to go eat. Legs are kind of tired. Mr. Braver just got his Force today. Going to try it out this weekend. Well, have fun. I like the thing. I just don't. I don't know. It's just too expensive for my blood. Plus, I really like mechanical guns, honestly. Like, we play Rec so much. I mean, like, 99... honestly, probably like 95% of the time I've played paintball has been like Hyperball or like 10-man or like, you know, big Rec games or something like that. It's very rare that I go like over to the airball field and like try to play airball. And even then, I'll just use my EMAC or use my mechanical gun, and I'm perfectly fine with that. I don't even need it to be electric. I don't really care. It's not much of like a drawback to me. Like, I don't really need to like shoot super fast. Like, I don't really care. Like, if I can shoot like 6 balls a second, that's fine with me. I like it. I really like the like actually pulling the trigger and like, I don't know, actually shooting. When I do actually play, I love playing mech. That's how I felt when I actually play. I play a lot now. I've been playing more. There was probably like 2 years where I didn't play paintball at all. I didn't go to the paintball field, didn't do anything. I still worked in paintball, but just never went to the paintball field. Great stream. Cool. Enjoy dinner. I'll try. I don't know what's happening. Yeah, I think I'm going to get the mech kit for my DSR Plus. Looks like a lot of fun from your video. Cool you saw it. I was going to say make a video on that. And yeah, it does shoot really good. I have a friend, Randy. He has 2 of those because he's an idiot. He has a mechanical one and an electric one. What's kind of crazy is Randy actually won the raffle. Or my friend Randy, Mark's friend Randy, actually won the raffle for the DSR Plus the same day he bought a DSR Plus. So he actually bought one and won the raffle like the same day. Goddamn ridiculous. So he's got like that American flag one, and then he has the gloss black one. He's crazy. He's a grown adult though. Not that I'm not. Oh, he's a grown up. I'm almost halfway dead, so you know. Alright guys, I'm gonna go play paintball Saturday or Sunday. I don't know yet. Mark, are you really in Texas? And when are you going to be back? Are you going to be around this weekend? I lost my train of thought. Try to play paintball on Sunday. I want to try to get come out Saturday. All right. I do want to try to play airball because one of the things that I like, Sunday, or yeah, one of the things I don't like is that like Eric. What the hell was I talking about? One of the things I don't like about some of the paintball videos I've made is they just look kind of bad, right? So I would like to get just better looking footage, and I think that this can kind of take place on the airball field. So I want to try to get like more gameplay footage on the airball field. So I don't know. I think maybe my best bet might be Saturday. This is how I hold these guns too, right? Like I hold them so low and my hand's like falling out of the bottom of the thing. Look at how small these guns. Does it look really small in my hands? I'm like, love the green. Yeah, the 180R. I think the green color does probably look the best. My options were green or orange, and I think I like the green one the most. Those are the two colors they had in stock at the moment. The 180R. All right, sons of bitches. Enjoy the rest of your night and your weekend. You know, you guys are playing paintball maybe this weekend. Might be fun. Mark, Eric, I'll probably see you Saturday. Well, I'll see you Saturday if you're there. People keep in the chat and I keep talking. I feel bad just being like, see you later, fuckers. Thank you everyone who comes by. I much appreciate it. It makes these a little easier to do when people are here, but all the time. Okay. 2.5 hours of talking to myself. See, now I'm reading comments again. Okay, guys.